to bring in everlasting righteousness, to seal up vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy place. Who is sealing up this vision? I, the bride of the Lord, the woman president. And how am I sealing this vision? Upholding the prophecies of the Lord Almighty. The prophecies that have become, that were made before, that were of the Lord. Because there are so many other prophecies that are vague, of false prophets, divinations that are not from the Lord Almighty. So the sealing of prophecies is being done right now. And to anoint the most holy place. Which is the most holy place? The most holy place is where the mountain of the Lord is to be built. Nalondo to Mabanga, the Bethel land, the land of Canaan, the ancient ruins of Canaan. And why is it the most holy place? This is the same place where Jacob lay and saw the vision. He had that dream of angels ascending and descending. This is the same place where this temple is laid. So when you come, it is just a few steps away from the main road of Nalondo, on the rough road on your way to Chwele. It is just a few places, and it is in iron sheets, pure iron sheets. You find there's a building, and then there is the iron sheets, and then there is the a shop, a closed shop printed on Airtel. So this is the place where the temple of the Lord has to be built. So this is the most holy place. And the anointing has already been done, because this place on 26/11/2023, that was the day of the anointing. That's when we moved and occupied that place. But before, it was just in sketches. We were operating in a rental house as a church. So this is the Ark of the Covenant of today, the most holy place. So when time comes, when everything has been known, the architecture, the builders, the materials have been collected, it will be torn apart. And now the temple of the Lord will be built. The mountain of the Lord. Isaiah chapter 2 and Micah chapter 4. That is why it is called the temple of the God of Jacob, because it is the same place, the Bethel land, ancient ruins of Canaan, where Jacob lay his head, and he saw the visions of angels ascending and descending. Who are the angels? The righteous people of the Lord Almighty. These are the angels of the Lord Almighty that will be ascending and descending in this temple. It will have a rest base. Everything is explained from Ezekiel 44 until the end. It explains the temple, how it will be. Everything is found explained in the book of Ezekiel 45 until the end. That is why it's called the temple of the God of Jacob. So, the atonement of sin, the only atonement of sin that has remained, it is the sexual sins, because they have to be atoned for. And how will they be atoned for? This is between the Prince Samuel Barasa Lukibisi, between the bride of the Lord, the woman president, and Gideon Egore Manyasi. Gideon Egore Manyasi, you had the first offering of the Lord, but there is still another offering that you have to do for the Lord Almighty, to mark the atonement of sin, the sexual sins, because they must be atoned for. It will be a holy covenant, and this will be known. So wherever you are, Gideon Egore Manyasi, know that there's still something that you must have to do for the Lord, because you are a living offering and still a living sacrifice for the Lord Almighty. You are a Tanzania. Why you? And why a Tanzania? The two adulterous sisters, Ohola and Oholiba, are Kenya and Tanzania. Sisters from the same mother. So through you, you represent Tanzania, the atonement of sin, the living sacrifice and offering for Tanzania. And to add more on this, the late President Magufuli, he was made a secret sacrifice of darkness. The song Babalao that people always sing, it was like an ritualic song, an initiative song. There was Magufuli on one side, and there was Diamond on the second side. One is of the light, one is of the darkness. So, for the darkness to rule over Tanzania, that is what happened. Through Diamond, he was made a secret sacrifice of darkness, so that he remains the Babalao that is ruling. You have a woman president, and mostly you know that leadership is regarded for men. So, as much as you have a woman president, there's a spiritual king that is ruling over Tanzania, the king of darkness, Diamond Platnumz. Despite that, Revelation 12, there is, I think, verse 3 or 4, where it is written, the red dragon drew part of his tail and threw some stars to the earth. How did that happen? During the rally of Raila Amolo Odinga, the campaign rally, when he invited Diamond Platnumz in his rally. A tail is a follower. He is a follower of Satan. He is of the devil's world. So, him being in that rally, many people knew that Diamond Platnumz is for the devil. So, him being invited in that rally, ilipaka tope Raila Amolo Odinga, and part of his glory was being wiped out. Some people lost faith with him and also regarded him to be one of the devil followers. That's how the red dragon drew his tail and covered and threw some stars to the ground, meaning he alishusha ile utukufu wa Raila. Wengi walikosa imani during that rally. So Gideon Manyasi, wherever you are, you have my number. It's long since we talked, but you have to do what the Lord wants us to do, to fulfill the will and purpose for the Lord, for the atonement of sin, the sexual sin which has remained. Now, this temple of the Lord Almighty, raising an altar, it needs offerings. How will these offerings happen? Since it is the church of the living, the offerings are living humans. And they are of three, of the Father, of the Son,